In the deepest and most forbidden corners of the prehistoric world, a new shadow emerges to challenge dominance. This is no ordinary predator, but a nightmare, born of ancient venom and a truly unimaginable physical size.
King Kong, the guardian of the jungle, remains unaware that his greatest test of speed is slithering closer.
The giant Cobra has arrived, representing 100 feet of scales and fangs with lethal and cold precision.
Its hood is a warning to all living things that to enter this territory is death by venom.
Kong hears the sound of death, and although he cannot see the enemy, the speed of this serpent is its greatest weapon, moving faster than lightning, leaving no room for error. Kong prepares for war, knowing that against a venomous foe he cannot afford to be bitten even once. A battle of wills begins between the roar of the mammal and the hiss of the giant reptile.
Contact is made as the strike is so powerful it shatters the wood Kong held for defense. The venom is acidic, and a single drop could paralyze a creature half the size of Kong, instantly. Kong tries to keep his distance, realizing that getting close to those fangs is a lethal suicide mission.
The Cobra is coiling its power, waiting for Kong to make one wrong move or stumble in mud.
Intelligence is the primary advantage for Kong, as he seeks the heights to strike from above the serpent.
But the Cobra is a climber too, scaling the stone like a rope of muscle, closing the gap.
Close quarters combat begins as Kong narrowly avoids a bite to the ankle, missing his skin by inches. The ancient stone cannot withstand the pressure, as the Cobra applies thousands of pounds of crushing constriction power.
Kong strikes with his elbow, hitting the ribs of the snake to break the tightening circle of death.
Gravity takes over as the giants fall into the swamp, where the true final battle will now conclude.
Using the environment, Kong throws mud to confuse the snake's senses, buying a few seconds of precious time.
The serpent recovers quickly, its hood flared in rage, as it prepares the final dose of lethal venom.
Armed with a shard of stone,
two ancient predators fight for dominance, while the jungle watches in silence as the sun begins setting tonight.
Kong strikes the hood, causing the snake to recoil in pain and momentarily losing its tactical balance. The defense of the ape is solid, as he protects his throat from the snake's crushing body strength. With a massive heave, Kong throws the giant reptile through the air, breaking trees upon the impact.
Concussed and wounded one, the Cobra struggles to maintain its height, while Kong approaches for the final blow.
The king has defended his throne, proving that intelligence and strength can overcome even the deadliest venom.
Defeated, the serpent returns to the shadows of the water, waiting for another day to hunt again.
Peace returns to the prehistoric valley, as the Guardian takes a moment to recover from the battle.
Nature continues its cycle in this land of giants, where only the strongest survive the nightly hunt. Above the battlefield, life goes on, as the ancient world prepares for another day of wild survival.
the king remains vigilant, watching over his kingdom from the highest point in the entire prehistoric valley. In the depths, the predator waits, knowing that the balance of power can shift in an instant. Morning reveals the scars of the confrontation, showing the incredible power possessed by these two ancient titans.
Even the remains of the giants provide life for the smallest creatures in this complex forest ecosystem.
Kong disappears into the trees, his duty finished for now, as the jungle returns to its normal.
The land of giants remains a place of mystery and danger, where every day is a fight.
Something is always moving in the shadows of the prehistoric world, keeping the balance of life steady.
After the exertion of the fight, the king must find food to maintain his massive physical stature.
Scavengers and smaller predators watch the movements of the king, hoping for a chance at easy leftovers.
The river is the lifeblood of this world, providing water for all the creatures that live here. Peace is often temporary in a world where predators are always watching from the thick green cover.
The horizon calls to the king as he considers the vastness of the territory he must protect. The last physical evidence of the snake's presence is swept away by the wind into the valley. Rest is essential for the king as a storm begins to brew over the dark jungle canopy.
Nature's power is shown in the fire and rain, reminding all creatures who the true master is.
Fire is a rare sight in the wet jungle, and even the king watches it with caution. The serpent is safe in its watery home, waiting for the storm to pass before hunting again. The rain cleanses the land and puts out the fires, allowing the jungle to begin its recovery. Beauty returns to the land of giants after the violence of the battle and the heavy storm. A new day begins for the king as he starts his patrol of the ancient jungle borders.
The smallest lives are just as important as the giants in the complex web of this world.
Even the insects are predators here, using traps to catch their prey in the humid jungle air.
Protection of the young is a universal instinct in this wild and dangerous prehistoric jungle environment tonight. The king maintains order without violence, showing his authority over the smaller creatures of his dark kingdom.
The serpent finds a different source of food, adapting to its loss in the battle against Kong.
From the highest trees to the dark floor, and every level of the jungle is filled with life.
From the top of the world, the king can see the entire expanse of his wild home.
The earth itself is alive and changing, shaping the world where these giants live and hunt daily. Volcanic ash brings minerals to the soil, ensuring that the jungle will remain thick and green forever.
The king moves through the changing landscape, unaffected by the ash and fire of the restless earth.
The serpent is a master of adaptation, using the gray ash to hide its bright-colored scales.
Giant herbivores move in groups for protection from the predators that hide in the gray ash clouds. The guardian watches the migration of the giants, keeping the peace in a world of constant change. Another day ends in the land of giants, as the cycle of life continues its endless path. Under the stars, the king finds peace, knowing that he has protected his home for another day. The serpent retreats to the warmth of the earth, waiting for the sun to return to hunt.
A moment of magic in a world of violence, showing the beauty of the ancient prehistoric universe.
The king rests while the jungle breathes around him, safe, under the watch of its mighty guardian. A world apart from time, where giants still rule and the law of the jungle remains supreme. The king lives on in the shadows of the prehistoric world, always ready to defend his home.